Hello. Today I want to show you this new module that I've recently gotten from Tesseract Vinia, I think. It's pretty awesome. I haven't had it for very long, so I'm not an expert, but I just wanted to show you some of the very cool things that it can do. As you can see, it's got 6 audio inputs, it's got 8 audio outputs, it's got a lot of CV in, and it's got a lot of triggers in. And I haven't taken the plastic off the screen. That's how new it is. It's also got a flash card, and it's got MIDI as well. This is the main screen. That shows you all the different channels that you have that you can scroll through using these buttons. At the moment, I've got it set up so that it is in mixer mode. So I've got a stereo output on the 7th and 8th output channel, and I'm running a stereo oscillator into channel 1 and channel 2. And what I've done is I've set up so if we have a look at channel 1, it's got its audio input and it's got a VCA, and obviously the output where you can do all the change the input gain and change the output levels and pan and everything like that. Although you can also do that from here, which is the mixer screen. But let's just go back here. So we've got our VCA. I'm using an envelope already into the VCA. So if I hit a key, it's opening and closing the VCA. But I could use the internal envelope or the internal LFO if I so desired to do that. Now I've got 2 channels, both with the VCA on it, but I'm using CV input 1 to open both of the channels. So that's nice because it leaves CV2 open for doing other things. Now what I said before as well is that you can also, how do I get into it? Use the internal envelopes, and as you can see, so each channel can have its own envelope, and obviously that can modulate any source in the whole unit. It's also got its own, that's the wrong thing to press, oh dear, now I have to go back again. Okay, so envelope, and it's got LFOs as well, so each channel can have an LFO that can go anywhere. Sequencers as well, so lots of inbuilt modulation as well as the CV and triggers in, which is very cool. So you've essentially got a mixer here where you can have a VCA on each channel, but even cooler is we can add an effects chain to each channel. So let's just put a delay in here. So now I've got a delay on one channel. If I go here and I'll put a delay on the other channel, just make it the same. So now I've got a stereo delay going on. Now you can stereo pair the channels, which I haven't done, which probably should have, but I imagine that would make changes to both of the channels at once to save me having to do it twice for a stereo input. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. As you can see, there's a lot of other things you can put in there as well. Filters, wave folders, that's obviously how I put the VCA in there. Yeah, there's a chorus, reverb obviously. The bit crusher sounds pretty good if you're into that sort of stuff. Yeah, so that's part of this. Now the output also, so if we go back to the mixer, has a stereo plate reverb. So now I'm just moving each channel to the reverb, and there's our nice big reverb. Let's turn it, let's make it go all the way. Nice, big reverb effect. Alright, so what else can this sucker do? One cool thing is if I long press this button, I get a black screen. No, I get an oscilloscope. So I can scroll through each channel. Yeah, so you can see what's coming in on each channel, which is neat. Long hold this. Oh, this tells me about how much CPU I'm using, etc. If I long hold this, I get a tuner. Oh no. Oh, it should be tuner. No, it's going to the macros. Haven't quite figured out the macros yet. I think they're basically, they're like groups of LFOs that you can send. So almost like a shortcut or something. But haven't quite worked that out. It does have a tuner built into it as well, though, which is nice. Okay, so let's see what else I can do. So I've also got a drum synth set up here. So let's just have a look. Pretty basic. I'm using a trigger coming from grids. So I need to unmute it because I muted it. So let me just turn the volume down. So there we go. Drum kick. Let's edit that. Let's have a look what it can do a little bit. Let's change the model. What do we want to do? Change the filter. Groovy. Let's modulate that. So I'm going to go into CV2 and let's modulate the pitch just for something to do. So let's turn it right up, and if we go, there we go. So now we're modulating the pitch of the drum synth. And I've made a musical masterpiece. Let's try something else. So we could, let's say, okay, we're sick of the drum synth. We want to change it to something else. So we'll go to replace, and let's replace it. Oh, the harmonic oscillator is quite impressive. Let's replace it with that. Alright, I'll just take the CV out for a sec, although I don't think it was actually doing anything. Let's edit that. There we go. Pretty. Basically, almost like a 4MS SMR, which is one of my favorite modules. And of course we could modulate any of these parameters as well. Let's just use the CV source because it's easiest. So it's modulating that. Let's modulate something a bit more obvious. Let's modulate the frequency let's do it by the internal LFO. So now I've got to find the alternative. Where is it? Here we go. going on. Okay. Right. I don't think I'm doing that. I don't know how I'm doing that. Let's have a look. It is LFO1, so that is interesting. Not sure what's going on there. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm not going to waste your time with that sort of thing. Yes, you can use the internal modulation to do stuff. So what else has it got? If you can replace this with, there's a chord which plays chords. Oops. Go away, go away. Edit, that's what we want. Let's modulate that. I don't know what's going on with LFO1. That's weird. Let's just use the input. Oh dear. Right. Well, I think you sort of get the idea. There's a lot of things that this module can do. It's very handy. I'm not too sure exactly how I'm going to use it yet. I think I'm mainly just going to use it as a mixer. Set up all the channels so that they all have VCAs and some effects on them. One thing is it can get quite clicky, like so, or actually can make some distortion when you are adding in new effects. You can hear a fuzzy, crackly sort of sound, so it's probably not great for live or for recording, but I think it's the sort of thing you could set it up and have it ready to go, and yeah, use it really as a centerpiece mixer and effects unit for your rack, and potentially using the sound, the internal oscillators as well, and of course it does have sample playback too that can come off the card or can come off its internal memory. So a lot of things, very handy little piece to have. Yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.